Hi, okay, now let's look at VaYakeil. Let's look at the Parsha again. At the beginning of the Parsha, it says, VaYakeil Moshe is called Adas B'nai Israel. Moshe got everyone together. And V'yom Aleim Elo Devarim Asher Tziva Hashem La'asot Otam. These are the things that Hashem has commanded to do. And the Sforno explains that we're going to be talking about building the Mishkan, building the temple. And then it goes into Sheishet Yamin Ta'aseh Malacha. V'yom Hashvi Yeh Lechem Kodesh Shabbat Shabbaton Hashem Kol Oseh Bo Malacha Yamut. 6 days labor may be done, but on the 7th day you shall have a Shabbos and complete rest. Holy to the Lord. Whoever does any of the work shall be put to death. Lo tavaru eish b'chol mashvoseichem b'yom haShabbos. Do not burn any fire. Do not kindle any fire throughout your settlements on the Shabbos day. And then it goes back to Yom Moshe. I'll call Adat B'nai Israel again. He said to them, "Lemo zeh davar shetziva Hashem lemo." This is what Hashem said should be done. Kachum itchem truma. Take everything needed to build. So the big question is, what is this? What's Shabbat doing in here? He started off talking about the Mishkan, and then so says the Sforno over here. He says, "The 7th day should be Kodesh. You may not violate the Sabbath even in order to complete the tabernacle sooner. Although the work on the tabernacle is also a sacred task, don't make the mistake of thinking, wow, what could be more holy than building the temple? Obviously, nothing. Let's do it even on the Shabbat. No, the Shabbat is, you can't do it on the Shabbat. In the previous Parsha, the Sforno explained, because one of the reasons is, you can do it for 6 days. You don't have to do it on the 7th day to break the sacredness of Shabbat. I'd like to point out something about Shabbat and the Mishkan and the tabernacle and their relationship. The first thing is just to understand about this day of Shabbat. What does it mean that God rested? We know Rashi deals with it a little bit. He says God, who doesn't even take any effort, he rests. What does that mean? So I think it means like this, that God created this world in 6 days. It really took 6 days to bring everything into creation. The evolution of the way God did it was to bring everything, and it was completed. It was completed at the end of the 6th day. And then the 7th day is really just it's a way of taking that divine concept. Let's think about God took 6 days to create the world, and he completed his work by the end of the 6th day. And then he rested. God is not bound by time and space. He doesn't have a day of rest. On the 7th day, God rested. No, he had completed, that's what I mean. He had completed his work by the end of the 6th day. Then we have in our world, our cycle, where we experience day after day after day after day, so we count 6 days, and then we say the 7th day, that day should be like God. We should come to we should enact, we should be like God in that our work is complete. And what's the idea? The idea is like this, is that later on in Parsha Shmini, so let's go there actually. Let's see over here, Parsha. Let's get to Shmini, so it's actually in the next book. So let's get to Leviticus. And the idea is like this, that in Parsha Shmini, which is really the inauguration now, after the building of the Mishkan, after the building of this temple, it says, V'yihi b'yom hashmini kara Moshe la'Aaron v'ba'alav v'ziknei Yisrael. So on the 8th day, after Moses had done 7 days of inauguration, now the 8th day, Moses calls Aaron and his sons, And he says, take a calf, and etc., etc. And this was going to be the day, the final day, and the real inauguration of the temple. And it's considered B'Yom Hashmini. It happened to work out, but it was the seventh day. But the Midrash points out that B'Yom Hashmini, the eighth day, is not by mistake. Meaning, this world, the way that we know it, has 7 days, and then there's an eighth day. And that eighth day is really, the idea is the completion of creation. So God creates a world, let's think about it in this terms. God created a world 98.8% complete. It's a beautiful world, it's got everything in it, but it needs to be completed. And whose job is it to complete? It's our job. And when do we bring it to its completion? When we can reach the eighth day, when we can go beyond the, bring in this dimension of the Mishkan, where really the point of it is creating a place for God to dwell here on earth. And obviously, it's not only this building and the God's presence there, but it's symbolic, meaning when we ourselves live our lives in a way that God can come through us, or put it another way, the godliness which is in us already, our Tselem Elokim, our image of God, can flow into this world when we become the conduits, when we live our lives in a way, in a godly way. So then this will come about, this state of being. And it's fascinating when we look, we say it every Friday night. We say VaYakeil Shamayim. So let's go back to now Bereshit. So the end of the Bereshit story, the creation story, what does it say? VaYakeil Shamayim v'aretz v'chol zavam. And the heavens and the earth were finished, complete, meaning God had completed His work. And God completed it. And then it says, and God blessed, VaYivarech Elohim Yom HaShvi'i, God blessed the seventh day. V'kadesh oto, He made it holy for us, that we should go through every week this experience, coming to a day when we say, okay, our work is complete. We finished what we can for this weekly cycle. Kivo Shabbat mikol malachto, God rested, ceased from all His work, asher bara Elohim la'asot, which God had created la'asot, to do. Now, this to do seems to be, let's see how they translate it here, that He had done. It's not a great translation, not a literal translation. I understand why they translated it that way. But what was the work that needed still to be done? And that's really what we're saying, is that was our work. The work of creation, the completion of creation, is for us to bring it to this, to bring it to the state when God can be here on earth, and that really comes through us. And that's if we go back to our Parsha, so that's really what it's saying. Let's go back to our Parsha quickly. Come on. 35, I don't know why it jumps there. Moses convoked the entire people and said, this is what you need to do. God created the world in 7 days, and we have to acknowledge that. If we don't acknowledge that, building the Mishkan, building the temple is meaningless. So first of all, acknowledge God created this world, and He brought it to the seventh day. He brought it to Shabbat, to that far. We have to acknowledge that and remember that our job is to complete that work. And that's the next verse over here that Moshe spoke again and said, this is what you need to do. Bring all the necessary raw materials and work, etc., to ultimately bring it to Yom HaShmini. That's 8th day, where God's presence came down to this world in the vessel that we had created for Him. And it's really, when we think about Judaism and think about what is our mission. What is our mission as Jews? We're just here to do commandments, to be nice, to be good. No, our mission is really to complete the entire world. We're an Ola Goyim. We're meant to lead by example, lead the entire world. But it's really b'yadeinu. It's in our hands to fix, complete, to bring this world to its completion. That's a very amazing, big task that we collectively are responsible for. That is, and privileged and capable of doing. Hallelujah. Good. Enjoy your day. Thank you for listening. Bye.